before any spot comes on you. I got to take you up right now because you are such holiness. Enoch had that faith to basically be a well-rounded man of God. You know how some of us, we have our flaws and this and that. I take it as Enoch, we all sin, but he was well-rounded. Where I take it as he didn't let just one thing weigh him down as pertaining to sin. And that's why he was taken up. Let's go to verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by which he condemned the world and became heir to the righteousness which is by faith. Looking at the word fear, change that into reverence. He had a reverence for God. He had a reverence. In other words, a tremendous respect. Also a fear, but in a way, it was a tremendous respect. So that was a faith of respect, a faith of reverence that we should be giving God. So look at verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed and went out, not knowing whither he went. This is the faith of obedience. Not all of us can we can, but a lot of times we let ourselves hold us back when God says, do this or do that, go here or go there. We have ourselves to hold back. And many times, God probably said something to us, and we had a clear understanding that it was Him, but yet we still did not do what He said. So therefore, if you want to move to that next level, we have to have that faith in Him. So if He says go out and do this, knowing that it's Him, then we need to follow on that. Because He always has our back. He always knows what's best for us. Let's move to verse 11. Through faith, also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed and was delivered a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. This is the faith of promise. God promised you something, He will deliver. He will not be slack on His promise. So therefore, it is for you to have faith that He will deliver. Because He will deliver. Now, here's the thing. When you start doubting He's made a promise, sometimes that progression of that promise coming forward will be slowed by our doubt. It's still going to happen. Or then again, sometimes it may not happen because of us. Again, we have our own selves to blame in these things. Okay? The faith of promise. Verse 17. Let's go to 17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried or tested, offered up Isaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son. This is the faith of test. We've all been tested. We've probably gone through some tests right now. Okay? Have faith or trust in God that whatever the test is, that He will bring you through. Don't fall back on this test. Whatever the test is, don't fall back on it. Don't fall down on it. Because why? If He's giving you whatever test it is at this moment in time, He knows your strengths. Evidently, He knows that you'll come through this test. So, don't back down from it. Have the strength, conviction, and courage to follow through it. looking back on your other tests from before, remember those tests that he had you to go through, and you got scared, but yet you made it through. Why? Because you trusted in him. Think back on those. If you're going through something now and you're a little shook up, think back on those prior tests that he had you to go through and you made it through. Okay? That's why I had y'all to stand up right then before I started. Okay? Because, think about it. The world throws all kind of stuff at us. All kind of aches and pains, whatever. Don't dwell in that. Don't dwell in that. Try not to. I know it gets hard at times, but try not to. You can be next to somebody on your job and all they're doing is moaning, complaining, griping, this and that can get on you.
That's right.
Okay? You got to be a stronger person and throw off your courage, your strength on that other person. Don't let their bad vibe get on you. Because all it's going to do is bring you down.
That's right.
We got enough out here in this world to bring us down real quick.
Amen.
What we need is the power of God, his strength, his convictions to lay down upon us. And see, a lot of times we forget also how good he is and where he brought us from. The things he brought us through. We forget real quick. And we need to stop doing that. We need to stop. We need to stop putting him in some little box and remember that he is the creator of all things. He is the maker of all things. So we need to stop doing this. Let's go to verse 23. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents, because they saw he was a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. This is the faith of God before men, putting God before men. You may have a situation out here where the laws of man, we all want to obey the laws of man, but if it's a situation where you have to put the law of man before God, we need to really think, we need to change that. Moses, his mother, had the strength and courage and saw the future of her child and protected him. Even though the law of the land said otherwise, but she took the route of protecting him. She took the route of seeing that vision for his future. And that's how we have to be. Sometimes it might be a situation where we might have to choose the law of the land or God, which is it going to be. We have to have that courage and conviction. So that is the faith. But then again, if you have faith in God, then you're not going to worry about that other stuff. If you know without a shadow of a doubt, whatever the situation may be, and you know you're going to get some repercussions, some backlash,